Hey guys, Marsenkin here, bringing another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. And so we just had a bunch of information drop in the news for the upcoming things we're going to be seeing for Halloween. Obviously, we get a free-to-play farmable card every year. We also have an EZA for the previous one, and a very interesting update about burst mode as well, which is kind of funny because a new burst mode just came out on Global today. I'm going to have the videos of my runs dropping a little bit later on because we did those on stream. And funnily enough, during one of those runs, we were talking about burst coins and how, you know, for some people, buying those OSTs is not something a lot of people necessarily care about. And so funnily enough, we've now gotten an update that something interesting is going to be happening with burst mode as well. So we're going to cover all of that in this video. Do go ahead and hit that like button if you find any of this information interesting. It's certainly going to be cool to see some of this stuff in game. So we'll start off with the new event here for Halloween. So Grand Deception Skirmish at the Kami House. So Oolong and Launch are going to be the free-to-play farmable unit for Halloween this year. Very, very interesting. You can see the farmable... It's kind of a shame the card itself doesn't transform, because I guess going by this, the farmable SSR is the base Launch with the blue hair, and then Oolong. And then once you awaken them with the medals, they become the blonde-haired Launch, and then Oolong transformed into Kid Goku. So definitely very interesting. Now, normally these Halloween events, it's just going to be like the one stage that you farm the card and another stage that you farm the medals. So pretty straightforward event. It'll be interesting to see what these guys actually do, their stats and everything. So we'll have to wait for, I assume, a data download, unless there's going to be a Twitter teaser. There was no Twitter posts on either version, just the news update on both versions for both of these cards. So an Oolong and Launch card together is kind of interesting, because one of the things that's always annoying when they do these joined forces cards is when they pick two characters that don't really go together when it comes to all the categories and things like that that they would be on. Whereas these guys will potentially be on quite a few teams together. Because if we switch over to the wiki view here so we can see the full thing, there we go. So this is Launch. Obviously she got her EZA yesterday for Global. And she is on Peppy Gal's Transformation Boost, Dragon Ball Saga, Earthlings, and Earthbred Fighters. And then we do actually have one Oolong card in the game, which is an SR. And he is on Dragon Ball Seekers, Dragon Ball Saga, Earthlings, Time Limit, and Earthbred Fighters. So, as you can see, Earthbred Fighters, Earthlings, and Dragon Ball Saga are three categories that they share. So this new free-to-play farmable character should be on Dragon Ball Saga, Earthlings, and Joined Forces. And obviously, because this Launch transforms, she's on Transformation Boost. Now, this Oolong obviously doesn't. But in the card, he is, of course, transformed into Goku. So they could be on Transformation Boost as well, which would be kind of interesting. Obviously, Earthbred Fighters and like Dragon Ball Saga are teams that have gotten quite a lot of buffs recently. So if this unit is like, you know, in any way good for that team, that'll be a huge bonus. Like, obviously the ideal when it comes to free-to-play units nowadays is if you look at characters like Yamcha, the Tech Super Strike Jackie Chun, like these units are at their best when they're good support units for your summonable characters that can at least hold their own defensively, right? Like if these guys are giving support and then they have a strong defensive capability, even if you have to be running like another Earthling or another Earthbred Fighter or something like that, that will make this unit useful for those teams like the 23rd World Tournament Goku and stuff like that, right? So definitely very interesting to see what this unit is going to do. Oolong and Launch is definitely not a unit that I would have predicted. People were asking me in the lead up to this Halloween thing, what was my prediction for the unit? But after last year when we got the Ghost DABURA, I feel like making any prediction for a character at this point, it could literally just be anyone. So I don't think it will be anyone out there in the community, but shout out if you had Oolong and Launch on your Halloween unit bingo card. I think that's going to be literally no one. I feel like I wouldn't believe you if someone in the comments is like, I called it, Oolong and Launch. But at least they're on a bunch of categories together, so hopefully the card will actually be good. And then the other thing that we have here as well is we do have confirmation that we are getting the EZA for the Ghost Dabura. So obviously he was the Halloween character from last year. So new stage added to the Extreme Z area. Obviously these are for a bunch of the old Halloween characters and some of these like April Fool's units and stuff as well. So he's going to be getting his Extreme Z Awakening. Of course, again, there are no details in here, save for the fact that he's getting his EZA. So if we go back to, we'll go back to launch on the wiki here and go to shattering the limit, right? Because he should be, he's got an awakening, so he'll be on here. I should have brought his page up before I started, but we'll have a look at what he does now, so we can get a kind of idea of what he might do with his EZA. So he's an Otherworld Warriors leader, so obviously that'll go up to 77%. Raises attack for 1 turn. I mean, ideally this is going to be, well, his unit super is raise attack and defense, because he has a unit super if you have Pycon on the team, which, I mean, for an Otherworld Warriors setup, like AGL Pycon obviously can still be very, very good. Ideally, his super attack becomes raise attack and defense, and then his unit super would be greatly raise attack and defense, because then if you're getting an additional, you're still getting the defense raise from his non-unit super. That would be really good. And then he's got like a bunch of stats. He gets extra attacks per superclass ally, so you're only really running him on the superclass team, but he is a superclass support unit, so that is good. See, units getting buffs when the enemy have status effects is kind of awkward, because so many of the new bosses now are immune to those status effects. So that is a little bit unfortunate, because he gets a buff if the enemy has attack down or defense down, and then he gets an extra buff if they have both, which is cool. And then he recovers 10% HP at the end of the turn, which is also quite useful. So being a support unit, this is just what I was saying about like what Oolong and Launch could and should be, right? He is a support unit that if his defense increase, like they give him a better defense with his supers and EZA and stuff like that, like as long as he can hold his own in slot 3 after supering, and he gives support to the team, he could be kind of useful. Now, obviously, we are in a post-worldwide celebration meta where the AoE from Fusion Zamasu is one of the toughest bosses in the game, but at least he does have type advantage. The only problem, of course, is pre-super. His defense is not going to be particularly good, and his link set is very weird. But, I mean, you know, he could be okay. He's getting the EZA stats. We'll have to wait and see what they actually give him for his EZA. But that is certainly going to be an interesting change for this Ghost Dabura. And then lastly, we have the burst coins thing. So burst mode, we're going to be getting the Candy Vegito. Or will it be Candy Vegito? It's the stage where you farm Candy Vegito. So Majin Buu's Candy Mischief. I think you actually just fight Fat Buu in that event, right? So a burst mode for the free-to-play event. That's pretty cool. Now it says, starting from this burst mode, the treasure item Burst Coin Silver can be obtained by completing missions. Burst Coin Silver can be exchanged for skill orbs exclusive to certain categories. So you're now going to get burst coins. I'm assuming you still get the gold ones, right? But you're going to get silver burst coins that instead of buying the OSTs, which as I said at the very beginning of the game, a lot of people don't really care about those because you just use those in your profile, which for most people, like a lot of people will just never even look at their own profile, right? So it's not something that I know a lot of people massively care about, but the fact that you are going to be able to now potentially get skill orbs out of doing burst mode, that's going to be very, very good. Honestly, it gives you a reason to go for higher scores, because to get the missions for burst mode, you only need to get 6,000 points. But if you're going to be able to use burst coins to buy skill orbs, then you're going to want to be getting the highest score possible so you can get as many of those skill orbs as possible, right? So that's definitely very, very interesting. It says the category specified in the team event, so Heavenly Events and Margin Power. And then you can get the burst coin tracks Boo, second theme, Barbady's Finish, Map 07. But it doesn't say anything about, unless the skill orbs are going to be specifically for Heavenly Events and Margin Power, because those are the two teams you have to use. I could see that being a thing, but yeah, let me know what you guys think down below. Oolong and Launch as the farmable card, EZA for Ghost Dabura, new burst coins that let you get skill orbs. Definitely a very interesting update coming soon to the game. So let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.